I am going to be recording this class just like the last one, and we will get a copy of it out to you if you would like us to get a copy of it out to you today. When the class is over, I'll ask that question, and you just let me know if you want it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started, and hopefully the others that have signed up for the class will join us. Not too late, but if they don't, they don't, one-on-one. This is the advanced class, and the advanced class basically covers items in the software that most people who use the software regularly are still unfamiliar with. And so we just want to bring them to their attention, and that's what we do here in the advanced class. Now, because right now it's just you and me, Kim, I'm going to talk about something that we discussed a little bit earlier. I spoke with the manager of the technical support department regarding the zero saving for an independent contractor or a booth renter. And apparently that's now done a different way. It won't save a $0 amount unless that $0 amount is on the base product, the base service itself. So if you said your salon or spa price was in fact zero, fine, then everybody's will be zero. However, if you said, no, it actually has a price to it, like the $50 that we had on ours, and said that we want a booth renter to charge zero, that's not going to save. Even if I put a penny in there, that would save, but a zero won't. But because the salon is not actually collecting money for the booth renters, they're collecting their own, but you still want to keep a transaction record of it, then the best way to go about that is to actually create a booth renter coupon. Now you can do it by booth renter, so you could have Ashley's booth renter coupon, and you could have Kim's booth renter coupon, and Angel's booth renter coupon, etc. Or you can just do a booth renter coupon altogether. So I'm going to go to Setup, Configuration, General, and I'm going to go to my, excuse me, I lied, Setup, Configuration, I thought it was, Sales Register. There we go. Setup, Configuration, Sales Register. And there you'll find coupon codes. Now, I've got a whole bunch of coupons that I've already created. I'm going to make another one. The way to create a coupon is to assign it a code, a 2-character code, and then give it a description. So for instance, let's see if I don't already have one with BR. Good, I don't. And I'm going to call this booth renter. And my amount is going to be a percentage, and it's going to be 100%. And I'm going to say accept, or even whether or not this affects commission, or whether or not everything on the ticket will be discounted or not, and then accept. So now here I am in sales, and somebody comes in, and somebody gets a service, and it's $75. Now, I don't want Lachey. She's going to collect that $75 on her own. She's a booth renter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a discount, and in this case, I'm going to apply my booth renter discount. So there we go. The full massage is now $0, but now I have, not only do I have the ability to have Lachey keep that record, that Dionisa that came in, and on this day, at this time, received this service, but also I'm not collecting any monies in, and I can run a coupon report, so I can see all of the booth renter coupons that were used for a particular date range that I put in. So that's the way I'm told is the best way to do that.
And that will show the history of her last service, correct?
Absolutely, yes. So here we go. Let's go ahead and just do it. So it's going to say, hey, this total is for $0. Do you want to process it anyway? I'm going to say, yeah, I sure do. All right, so done. Now, if I were to go into the client file and look at her history, I will still see that on February 5th, she saw Lachey and got a full massage.
Okay, perfect.
So that history is there. And so that will be there for reporting purposes. It'll be there for every reason that you may know, but it will not show that you brought any monies in.
Right.
Okay. All right. So,
okay.
Yeah, great. Okay. So that takes care of that. So absolutely. The next thing that we're going to talk about is staff blockouts. So oftentimes, you'll notice I have lunch here for Anna at 1:30. If I go to tomorrow, I also have lunch at 1:30 for Anna. If I go to Wednesday, there's lunch for Anna. So how do I create a blockout, and how do I assign it without having to do each one individually? Now, I first go to Settings, and I go to my blockout names. Now, I've created some already: meeting, lunch, finish time, extra, etc. So I've got different types of blockouts that I've created. I can make any kind of blockout I want. So for instance, where it says blockout names here, I can make a brand new one, and I'm going to call this Kim, just for the heck of it. Doesn't make much sense, but why not? And add. I've now created a blockout called Kim, and it's on my list. Okay. In order to assign a standard manual blockout, first I choose the amount of time I want to block out, where it says time. So I could say maybe 30 minutes. Then anywhere I want within a particular staff member's schedule, I could at 3 o'clock right click, and it says place blockout. Now remember, if I left click, it wants to book an appointment. But if I right click, I've got place blockout. And now I can choose from all of the different blockouts that I have, including the new one that I just created. And now that blockout is done. That's manually blocking out time without assigning an appointment to it. For whatever reason, like this one here that says Anna takes her lunch at 1:30 every day, this one I've assigned just says Kim because I can name them anything I want. So when somebody calls in and says, hey, I'm going to be late today, I've got a doctor's appointment or something like that, I could place a blockout for that amount of time, whether it's a half hour or 3 hours or 8 hours, it doesn't matter. So that is doing it one at a time. That may not work for me. So what I may need to do is to create a regular or standing blockout like Anna has, where she has lunch at 1:30 every day, but I don't want to have to do that one by one. So I use that going to standing appointments. Just like earlier today when we went over standing appointments, how to book a standing appointment for somebody, I could go and choose a particular operator, like let's say Christian, and then I can go to his services. And blockout is one of my options. And now I have blockout description. So I could say, for instance, lunch. And how long does he take for lunch? 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm going to say 30 minutes. Then I can choose his frequency. I'm going to say every day. And at what time does he take his lunch? And I could say something like 1:30. And how many times do I want to set this for? I could do 1, I could do 256, I could even do auto standing, which will, so for instance, if I said I'm going to block out 10 of these lunches and I check auto standing, what it's going to do is it's going to automatically book another one at the end of each one of these every time he uses them. But that's not what I want. Or I could have, of course, but what I'm going to say is, no, I'm going to do, say, 256 of them, and then I can book those blockouts. That's how a blockout is booked in the standing appointments for everybody.
Okay.
So every day or every week or whatever it is, every Monday she comes in late because she has a doctor's appointment every Monday. That's her scheduled doctor's appointment or her scheduled child's whatever. So you can certainly do things like that and then book them. And then it would appear just like Anna's here at 1:30 for lunch. So that's staff blockouts.
Okay.
The next thing we're going to talk about, and by the way, please interrupt me with any questions that you have.
Okay.
The next thing we're going to be talking about is sending a direct message to a staff member or to a group of staff members. Now, there's a couple of different ways to do it. One way is to just go to the staff member in the appointment book, like Anna here. I can right-click and I can select email. Anna's email address will automatically populate. I can put in a subject like don't forget, and then my message, don't forget Friday's staff meeting at 1 o'clock, and send. And that'll go to Anna. Now, I could have also, however, said, I want that to go to Anna and Michelle and Abigail and Kathy and Melinda. And it will just keep sticking in email addresses. And then I can write my message and hit send, and just those people that I have checked will get it. Or I could hit select all, and every one of my staff members will get it, as long as I have their email address on file.
To get to email at the top, what was the one that you
well, I went to an individual, whoever they are, and I right-clicked, and I selected email, and that brought that up. Another way to do it would be to go into your staff files. And again, it doesn't matter who you choose. You can then go to message and send them a direct message. Or you could send everybody a direct message. Or you could just send it to a handful of people. It's entirely up to you.
Okay.
Okay? So that's sending a direct, and it goes out immediately. When you hit send, they get their email right then and there. Now, you can also do that with a customer. So if I went into a customer's file whoever they are, I can then go to message, and their email address will already have pre-populated because you would have had their email address on file. Type in your subject and your message and hit send. Hey, John, you forgot your glasses. Whatever it is. That email goes off at that time. Now, when you send an email to a client, it will have your logo on it and your social networking icons on it, as long as you have set those up through Darcy. If you have not done that, it won't have those, obviously. It's not going to look as good. So I would highly recommend that you make sure that those are set up before you go sending things to your clients. However, if you send a staff email out, it will not include those.
Okay.
Because you're not marketing to your staff.
Right.
Okay. All right. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to talk about is the activity button within inventory. And it's amazing how many people have seen this button for years and they've never pressed it, or they just don't understand what it is. So I'm going to pull up a product here. This is my Nail Tech 2 Intensive Therapy, and I can click on Activity. And when I click on Activity, it shows me everything that's been done with this product, and that's what the All button is. If I hit Received Only, this will show me any purchase orders that I've created that I have accepted, so that my numbers have been automatically updated. But the point is it shows me each purchase order that has ever been created for this product. Sales Only. This will show me every sale that has gone through for this product. And merchandise returns. Anybody that returned this product, it will show that as well. And any manual adjustments. So if I had to change a number manually on my own in the system, it will be able to show me that those were changed manually. That's what activity is. It shows me everything going on with that product from today and into the past. Okay? Mm-hmm. Any questions on that?
Mm-mm.
All right. Moving on. Now, in our earlier class, we talked about the day view screen and the week view screen. The day view screen, of course, showing everybody who's working on a particular day. And the week view screen allows me to select a particular person and see just their schedule for the next 2 weeks, up to 31 days on a particular screen. Now, the month view screen is a little bit different. And the way it works is this, and I can get to the month view screen lots of different places. I can go to Appointments and select Month View, and there's my month view screen. Or I could have been in Sales and selected Book Appointments and gone to Month View, and there it is again. I could also have been in my appointment book, my day view screen or my week view screen, and select month view, and there it is again. So what is it? How does it work? So I'm going to go to month view. Here it is. Now what the month view does is it shows me every day in black the days that I can book an appointment for. The italicized day is the day you're currently on. Grayed out days are days that you cannot book an appointment for. And of course, days that you've already passed are slimmed instead of these bold black. So these are days that have already passed. These are days that you can't book an appointment for, and these are days that you can. Then we choose a particular operator, like Debbie here. Now, when I chose Debbie, what may have happened, if she had, let's say on February 7th, she was completely booked solid, no available times, then 7 would have grayed out, just like my Sundays did, because I don't work on Sundays. The 7 would have grayed out because you could not book an appointment for her on that day. Next, I choose a particular service. Now, this is a 2-hour-long service. If she did not have any available 2-hour openings on particular days, those days also would have grayed out. So in other words, when I choose my operator and a service, it will leave me with just the days that I can book that appointment. Then I can choose one of those days, and it will show me the available times for that appointment. Based on what the day is, there may be different available times. Notice on the 6th, I could book as early as 9 o'clock. Whereas on the 7th, the earliest available time is 1 o'clock because she obviously already has appointments in there that won't allow for a 2-hour gap. And on the 8th, the earliest I can schedule would be 11 o'clock. There may only be 1 or 2 options. There may be no options for a particular day. And if there were no options, it would have grayed out. If this was not grayed out, but she was very busy and she only had 1 2-hour opening, then when I clicked on it, there would only be 1 time showing. So if I have selected a day and there are available times, and one of those times works for my customer. I can choose that time, and then I can choose my customer. So we'll go with Sylvia here. Again, you choose your client type like you do whenever you're booking an appointment, and book it. The appointment has been booked. So that was for Wednesday, February 7th at 2 o'clock. So let's take a look. Let's go to our appointment book. Let's go to Wednesday, February 7th, and let's look at Debbie at that time. So there's Debbie, there's 2 o'clock, and there's Sylvia Echevarria for her 2-hour appointment. So it booked just fine. Now, if I were to go back into month view, and I were to once again choose Debbie, and once again choose a service like an anti-curl with blow dry, and choose the 7th again. Now there's a lot fewer times available because of this 2-hour block. And this appointment is an hour and 45 minutes. So it can't book it here. There's only an hour available. It can't book it here. There's only an hour available. So the earliest time it could book it would be at 1:15 right here. Does that make sense?
Yep.
That's the month view screen. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to be talking about is what's called locking and unlocking columns. So let's go back to our current day. Now let's say that somebody, one of your staff, as you already probably know, when you go to book a service, you choose a group, and everything changes when you choose a group. So I choose, for instance, nails. Only my nail technicians appear. I choose waxing. Only my waxers appear, and the people, in the rooms that waxing can be done in. So things change. So let's take a look at waxing here. I've got Angel, Debbie, Jessica, Maureen, Melinda, and Michelle. But if I go to nails, I don't have Jessica. She's not on here, but she is on waxing. There she is. What if I needed to see Jessica's column? For whatever reason, she's got a bunch of appointments here. I need to see her column, but I'm about to go to a group that she doesn't work in. And if she doesn't work in that group, I'm not going to see her column anymore. And, with my poor short-term memory, I really would like to be able to see Jessica's column. So I just right-click on Jessica, and I select Lock Column. Now, if I go to Nails, I know she's not going to be there, but look, there's Jessica. Her column is locked. Now, does that mean that she works in this group? No. If I tried to book a nail service with her, it would tell me this operator does not perform this service. But what I am able to see is her schedule while I book an appointment in this group for somebody else. I'm still able to see Jessica's schedule, because I locked the column. And I have a button here that says unlock. Now, by the way, you can unlock more than one column at a time. You can lock more than one column at a time. You can unlock, you could lock everybody if you wanted to, or 2 or 3 people. It doesn't matter. But when you hit unlock, if they don't belong in that group, they will vanish. And now Jessica's gone.
Oh, okay.
So that's locking and unlocking a column. Any questions on that before I continue? Go ahead.
What was the setting at the top that you went to?
I went to whoever I wanted to lock, like Anna, right-click, and choose Lock Column. So I go to their name, right-click on it, and select Lock Column. And that'll take them to every group I go to, whether they work in it or not, until I hit unlock, and then they will no longer show up in the groups that they don't work in.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so then the next thing we're going to talk about is refunds. Now, everybody is familiar with refunds, but a lot of people don't know some of the things that you can do with it. So, for instance, I'll go to sales here, and I'll choose a particular person, like Emily Underwood here. Emily saw Debbie, got a hot stone massage for $60. Now, there's a button up here that says refund. If I check this box, does that turn this into a refund? No, because when this ticket was pulled up, it was pulled up as a sale. It's still a sale. However, when I click this, anything I add to this ticket now will now be refunded. So I could go to service, and I could say Leslie, and we're going to refund her her facial highlights from the last time she was here. She is owed $20. So I've got the $60 that she's paying for today and the $80 refund I'm giving her. So I owe her $20. Now I can take that off and say she also saw Matthew and got a blow dry and curl. So now she owes me $30. $60 for the hot stone 60, $50 for the blow dry and curl, but she's getting $80 back as her refund, so she owes me $30. So I can go to payment and accept that. Now she wants to buy a product. So I'll say that Lynn sold her the BioSilver Classic Ion for $36, and she wants to return a product. So she is returning the Justin All-in-One shampoo. So it negatives that. So the point is I can mix and match refunds and sales right on the same ticket. However, what if it is just a refund? So before I pull up a sale, I click on refund. Then I can say this client, Margarita here, is returning this product that Lynn sold her, and it's just a refund. I don't have any sales going on here. It's just a refund, and it's a negative amount. Now, if it's a positive amount, you would simply accept payment just the way you normally do, in cash, check, credit card, whatever. However, if it is a negative amount, you still need to process the sale. So if I process this sale for negative $22.94, it's going to show that $22.94 has left the drawer. So I can take that money right out of the drawer and hand it to the person. They're getting their money back. Or if it's a credit card and it's a negative amount, if you're processing directly through the software, just like before, hopefully they give you the card that they paid for last time, and you can put the money directly back onto that credit card as a negative amount. If you are not processing through our preferred provider, just like before, you do the refund through your separate terminal, and you say, so that this way the software knows that that money left it, so that your drawer is accurate at the end of the day. So if it's a positive amount, you process it just like you would any sale. If it's a negative amount, you do the same. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. And of course, if it's a negative or positive on the same ticket, the total is going to end up being one of those two things, negative or positive, and it's still the same process. All right. Any questions on that before I continue?
No.
All right. So the next thing that we're going to talk about are transaction notes. So let's say that I've got somebody here like Michelle Babcock. She came in and got a blow dry and curl. She gets an automatic 5% off simply because she happens to be a gold member and a VIP member as well. She's a VIP. She gets an automatic 5% discount. It applies because I've set up my process that way. Now, what if I needed to make a change for some reason? Let me clear that. Let's start with something new. I'm going to pull up a customer, Keith here, and Keith saw Debbie, and Debbie gave him a, let's say, a chest wax. Okay. Now, Debbie comes up to me, and she says, hey, there was a little bit of a problem with the wax today, and it hardened a little bit too fast, and it really hurt when I pulled it off of him. And I told him I'd give him 20% off. So would you mind, reducing the amount on this by $10? Yeah, sure, no problem, Debbie. I'm just the front desk guy. I do what she says. She's an important employee there. No problem. So maybe I apply a discount, or maybe I just modify the price. Okay. Now, Debbie also happens to be that particular employee that goes over her commission report with a fine-tooth comb. And she also has a terrible memory. And I know that when she goes over her commission report, she's going to wonder why she's getting commission on a $40 charge when it should have been a $50 charge. And she's going to go running and screaming to the other. And Kim is going to come up to me and say, what's going on? And God forbid the person paid me in cash. It might look like that I pocketed $10. So what I want to do to protect myself is hit notes. And then I can say, Debbie said $10 off because blah, 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 whatever the reason was. Now I can go ahead and process this transaction. Now, when that problem happens and the boss comes up to me and says, what's going on here? I don't know. I do a couple of hundred transactions a day, and that was 2 weeks ago. I haven't the foggiest idea. So we can look up the customer, whoever they are, and we can look at their history. Well, there it is. On February 5th, this customer saw Debbie and got a chest wax, and it was for $40. If I highlight that transaction, any note that was assigned to it will appear. Debbie said $10 off because the wax had hardened and it hurt. Oh, now I've got an explanation. The point is, is that a transaction note does not attach itself to the client. It attaches itself to the transaction itself. Anytime a transaction is out of the ordinary, it's odd for any reason, it's a very good idea to attach a note to it to explain why it's odd, so that there is, in fact, an explanation when the boss does come up to me and demand an explanation because the numbers aren't right. They don't jibe. Anytime it's maybe even a coupon that was used that expired and you allowed it to be used. So maybe I put a note on there that said, Kim said it was okay to accept this expired coupon. So then when Kim says, hey, why did you accept this expired coupon? I've got a reason. Or maybe there's another owner or a manager. And I don't remember why, but I can show that perhaps Kim gave me the authority for it because there's the note. Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right,
Yep.
so those are transaction notes. The next thing we're going to talk about is modifying a transaction. So I'm going to say that Emily came in, she saw Debbie, she got a hot stone massage for $60, and I'm going to say that she purchased a product. I'm just going to go ahead and stick it in this way. And Lizette sold her the Justin All-in-One shampoo, and perhaps a gratuity was given. We'll just say $10 for Debbie. Great. I'm going to process this transaction. We'll just go with cash. She gave me $100 and accept, makes my change, $7.06. Done. Now I find out there was a mistake. Something went wrong. Maybe it wasn't Debbie who provided the service. They were booked with Debbie, but Debbie had to run out to pick up her kid because the school called, or she felt sick, so she couldn't take that appointment. Whatever it is, any reason at all, the wrong amount was put in, anything at all. The wrong service was processed. The person was booked for that service, but they ended up not getting that service. They got something else. So whatever it is, I go to View and I go to Transactions. If I know the transaction number, I simply type the transaction number in. If I don't know the transaction number, I can go into the client file and go to their history and find the transaction number. But once I've got a transaction number in, I'm just going to go to last transaction. There it is. I see it just like this, just like we did before. She saw Debbie for a hot stone 60. She paid Debbie $10. And Lizette sold her the Justin All-in-One shampoo. There's my sales tax. She paid with cash $100. And I gave her $7.06 and change. Now, what is the mistake? Maybe the mistake was it wasn't Debbie. So I can hit modify. Now, each part of this transaction, let me cancel this. This is one transaction. So it all has the same transaction number, 254160. However, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different parts of this transaction. So when I hit modify, this is not the whole transaction. This is one part of it. So my transaction number is 254160, but this is my record number, 745775. And if I click this, I'm still in the same transaction, but now a new record number. This is a different part of the transaction. So let's take a look. This is the service that was done by Debbie, Hot Stone 60 for $60. Click. This is the gratuity that was paid, $10 to Debbie. Click. This is the retail sale that was made of the Justin All-in-One shampoo, and Lizette sold it. Click. This is the sales tax that was accumulated, $1.94 for that sale. Click. This is how it was paid with cash, $100. Click. This is the change that was generated, $7.06. Click. Nothing changed. That's my last part of the transaction. So let's go all the way back to the beginning here. So here I am at the beginning, and I want to make a change. It wasn't Debbie who did the service. It was Lynn who did the service. So after I've made a change to this part of the transaction, I hit save. Well, wait a minute. If I cancel now, it'll show that Lynn did the transaction. That's great. That's what I wanted. But did Debbie get the gratuity? No. So that's not all I want to do. So I've already changed this to Lynn. Go to my next part and say that it wasn't Debbie who got the gratuity. It was Lizette. And save. So now, whoops, it was Lynn, not Lizette. Modify. Go to the next part. Choose Lynn and save. So now it shows that Lynn did the service and got the gratuity. I've made a change to it. These changes will affect your reporting and your commissions. This is a change right in the transaction itself. Maybe it wasn't Lizette that sold the product. Maybe Lynn was the one who sold it. Modify, go to that part of it if I want, click, click. It wasn't Lizette that sold it, it was Lynn, and save. Maybe it wasn't cash. Maybe she paid with check. I can even modify that. Modify, go to the payment. Here's my payment, cash. Now, the way you change these is based on, in your payment structure, you have cash, check, credit card, gift certificate. Those are all in that order by number. Cash is 1, check is 2, credit card is 3, gift certificate is 4, etc. So if I change this to a 2, this would then become a check. And I can put in my description as well. And I could say check number 567 and save. So now she paid with cash, with a check, $100, and I gave her $7.06 in cash back. Does that make sense?
It does, but okay, say they forgot to put an operator in. Can you go back and put an operator in?
You can't forget to put an operator in. In order to process a transaction, an operator must be selected.
Okay.
Now, wait a minute. You can sell product as a salon sale, but to provide a service, an operator must be selected. But yeah, you can absolutely change it from one person to another. But if the product sale was a salon sale or a spa sale, it might say salon here or it might say salon or spa, you can absolutely change that to somebody else, just like we did one person to another.
Okay.
So products can be changed that way. Again, if somebody came in, Joyce here, she got a service, she saw Lynn, well, we'll go with Jessica, she got a Brazilian wax for $50, and she wanted to buy a product. So she's buying this product. Who made the sale? Salon Spa Sale made the sale. Now, sometimes you might say, you know what, Matt, when I sell a product, that window doesn't pop up, allowing me to choose somebody. And that's fine. That's a preference. Setup, preferences, sales register. And so right here, commissions, prompt if operator not selected. Then it will ask you, okay, who's getting the commission on this?
Okay.
If that's not checked, it won't. It'll default to Salon Spa Sale.
Okay.
And if you go to retail here, you can always choose who gets it here. Sale by. Okay? And clear. Any questions on that before I continue?
Mm-mm.
Okay. The next thing we're going to talk about is the points program. Now, we're not going to get heavily into detail as far as how it's really set up. I'm just going to go over it with you in general so that you understand that it exists there for you. And if and when you ever decide to use it, you need to come up with the understanding of how you want your membership program to work. And then you can schedule time with someone like me. We'll dial into your system and actually make sure that it's set up the way you want it set up, as long as it fits within the parameters of the way our system works. Okay, so I'm going to pull up a customer here that I've used in the past, Miss Babcock. And the reason I'm choosing her is because she has points. She has 4,859 points. She is a member. I know that because her picture showed up here. If I didn't have a picture of her, it would be like a mannequin head that would have appeared. But if the person that you have selected is not a member, well, that person is. That person's not. No image will appear. So when you pull up somebody, you will know immediately whether or not they are a member. In this case, Miss Babcock has 4,859 points. We go to service. She saw Christian. She got a, let's say, an anti-curl with haircut. She owes me $171. And I go to payment. She has 4,859 points to use. Click. She needs 3,600 points. Does she have enough? She sure does. So I'm going to check that. She's going to get this for free. She's using her points. So it has zeroed it out. Now, Yes, I know I need to change that one. Okay. A few weeks later, Miss Babcock comes back in. Look, she only has 1,232 points now. And because she used them last time, she saw Jessica. She got a Brazilian wax. She owes me $47.50. I go to payment. She wants to use her points. She needs 1,000 points. Does she have enough? She sure does. But what if she didn't? Let's go with something a little bit more expensive. Let's say that she got, let's go with Christian instead, because he does that Antiquar with haircut, which is expensive. She owes me $171 again. She owes me she has 1,232 points. But if you remember, this costs 3,600 points. She doesn't have enough points for it. So that can be used one of two ways. If I check this box and it lets me use what points she has, that's called cash value. So she's using the points she has. She owes me 171, but because she had this many points that she's using, it's going to apply $58.52. So she's going to still owe me about $123 approximately that she'll have to pay in another form. That's one way to do it. That's called cash value. It allows your customer to use points to get a discount. Then in Setup Preferences General, I've got this one here that says do not allow partial point redemptions. If that's checked and she says I want to use my points, okay. She needs 3,600. She's only got 1,232. And I don't know, as the new front desk person that was hired, that that's not an option. Click not enough points for this item. So in this case, it's not cash value. In this case, it's freebie only, meaning if you have that box checked, they must have enough points to get it for free or they can't use their points at all. And if that box is not checked, then it turns it into cash value and they can use whatever points they have to get a discount. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
All right. Now, when you process a transaction for her, it will show the points that she has on the bottom of her receipt, whether that receipt is emailed or printed. It will show that she has 1,232 points left. Every receipt she gets, if she's a member, it will show how many points she has at the bottom of it. Now, when we are setting up our points program, Setup, Preferences, General, Enable Points Program, that must be checked. If I uncheck it and check it again, it will take me back in. If it was never checked and I check it for the first time, it'll take me here. This is where we set it up. This is the part I'm not going to really train you in right now, but certainly you would get trained. You can do it just blanketly and just say, hey, I just want to do a really easy points program. I'm going to say $1 earns 1 point. Spend $50 with me, you get 50 points. Spend $100, you get 100 points, whatever it is. But my redemption, I can change to maybe say 10 to 1. That would mean you need 10 points to equal $1. So if you buy a $100 service from me, you're going to earn 100 points. With that 100 points, though, you could buy a $10 product, but you really couldn't do much more than that. That 100 points doesn't work for me. I would need 1,000 points to get that $100 service for free because my redemption is 10 to 1. If I made it 20 to 1, that would be 5% discount basically. So you would spend $100, get 100 points, but you would need 2,000 points to get that same service for free. Does that make sense? Kim, are you with me?
Oops, I put it on. I'm sorry, I muted it.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
You went to Setup and then Points Programs to do this?
That's right. Setup Preferences General Points Program. So again, just Setup Preferences General, Enable Points Program. And I checked that and that brought me here. Now, again, I'm not training you in this right now. I'm just kind of giving you the basic overview.
I'm sorry.
Now, what if
General
Setup Preferences General, Setup Points Program. Setup Preferences General. Then I could also, though, have said, no, I don't want to just do it blanketly like that. I want to do it so that it's only on specific products or specific services or specific groups of services. So you might have a system where you might say $1 earns you 1 point for all massages, but you need 5 points to equal $1 for a massage. You could do that. But with hair, you might say $1 equals 1 point, but you need 7 points to equal $1 for my hair services. And $1 equals 1 point for waxing, but you need 10 points to equal $1 for waxing. You could do that too. That's by group. Or you could do it even by individual services. So you've got two services that are $100, service A, service B. They're both $100. Service A earns you 100 points, but costs 750 points. Service B earns you 100 points, but costs 1,200 points. So you could do it that way as well. So you could do individual services and individual products as well. And you can even give points for things like referrals. You get 2,500 points for a referral. Okay. Now, along with the points program must work in conjunction with the rewards program. However, the rewards program does not require the points program. So rewards don't require points, but points require rewards. So once I've set up my points program, if I want to, then I can set up my rewards membership program. And I do that by going to Setup, Configuration, General, Rewards Membership Setup. Now, this is where I get to make as many different rewards programs as I want. Now, I've created a few here, gold, silver, platinum, and bronze. You get to name them anything you want. So you type in a name and hit accept, and then you go through this process. So I've already created some. Let's take a look at bronze here. I said bronze is free. You want to be a bronze member? No problem at all. I just sign you up. It's free. It doesn't cost a dime. And it gives no discounts on services. And it gives no discounts on retail. And you get no comp service, nor can you earn services by being a bronze member. However, it will attach you to the points program. So now as a bronze member, you can start earning points to get your discounts and freebies that way. But that's all it does. Then I created another one, my silver program. This one I said is $10 a month. And for those $10 a month, you get 2.5% off of all services. And I've also said that that does not affect the commission of my staff, or maybe it does by unchecking it. And that $10 a month also gives you 2% off all product sales. But again, it gives you no comp service and it does not allow you to earn services. However, it does allow you to earn points, and it allows you to earn points at a 2-to-1 ratio, which means you're going to earn points twice as fast as a bronze member. So a bronze member spends $100, gets 100 points, but a silver member spends $100, gets 200 points. So they're going to get their freebies and bigger discounts faster than a bronze member, if I set it up that way. Then I also created a gold membership, which I said is $100 a month. And for that $100 a month, you get 5% off services, 5% off retail. You also get a free bang trim whenever you come in. As a gold member, you will never be charged for a bang trim. At the front desk, I don't even need to know about it. If I sell you a bang trim, it'll automatically zero it out. It's free because you're a gold member. I also said that gold earns points at a 3-to-1 ratio. Bronze spends 100, gets 100 points. Silver spends 100, gets 200 points. Gold spends 100, gets 300 points. They're going to earn points even faster, 3 times faster than bronze. I also said that as a gold member, every month you earn 1 free French manicure. And then I've got some options down here. Earns in month of purchase. If I check that box, that means that as soon as they become a gold member, they get a free French manicure. If that's not checked, then they must be a gold member for a full month before they earn their first free French manicure. Then I can also have services accumulate. If this is checked and you sold her this membership in November, then she has 1 free French manicure to use in November. She doesn't use it. In December, she will have 2 to use. She doesn't use them. In January, she will have 3 to use because I said services accumulate. But if that's not checked, it becomes a use it or lose it proposition. So you sold it to her in October. She doesn't use it. She only has 1 to use in November. She doesn't use it. She still only has 1 to use in December. Use it or lose it. And then we have can be redeemed towards other services at the bottom here. Don't worry about the half values. We're still developing that. Can be redeemed towards other services means this has a value of $25. I said, look, you earned a free French manicure, but they don't get French manicures. They want to be a gold member, but they're not going to use French manicures. They want to be able to apply that $25 to something else. Or maybe if the services accumulate, after 4 months, she's got $100 worth of free stuff coming. And if you said can be redeemed towards other service, she either has 4 free French manicures or she has $100 she could use towards something else if you allow it to be redeemed towards other services. So you can do things like that as well. So if somebody wants to become a member of the points program, I can pull up a customer. Let's grab somebody I don't normally grab here. We'll go with Kayla Jackson here. No membership. And I am going to sell her, I am going to sell her a membership. What kind? I'm going to sell her the bronze membership. And accept. And payment. Total is for 0. Do you want to? Yes, I do. Cash for 0. Kayla Jackson has now become a bronze member. The next time she comes in, even if it's the same day, there's her little icon showing that she's a member. She has 0 points. She saw Jessica, got an earwax for $20, accept payment in cash, accept. The next time that Miss Jackson comes in, she now has 20 points. Now, clear that, pull up a new person. We'll go with Nancy Jackson here. Again, no membership. Sell her a membership. This time I'm going to sell her the gold membership and accept. Payment for $100. Accept and accept. Now she comes in. She 0 points. She's a member now. She sees Jessica. She gets an earwax for $20. She got an automatic 5% discount. That's $1 off for $20. She's going to pay me $19, and she's going to get points for those $19. She's going to get points at 3 to 1. The next time Nancy Jackson comes in, she now has 57 points. Does that make sense?
Yes.
There you go. That's how it works. When you decide how you want to set it up, you can schedule time with someone like me. We'll spend about anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, depending on the complexity of your setup. We'll dial into your system and set it up so that you can start using it when we're done. All right. Okay. That's the points program. Any questions on that before we continue?
Yeah, because we have the points program now, and what ours is basically for retail. If they've purchased $150 worth, they get $15 off. So
okay.
How would
well, that's easy. That would be 10 to 1. That would mean that would be 10 to 1 because you just did really easy math. $150 would have earned them 150 points, but if your payment, if your redemption was 10 to 1, then that means that 150 points is worth $15.
Okay.
So that's how that would work there.
Which is more simple because our girls now have to go in and either discount the price. They look at their history of what they purchased and then they discount it, which that will just tell us their points. Super simple. Okay.
Yep. And then they can just use the points. And if you're doing it as cash value, they'll be able to use, if they have 150 points, for instance, and you've got it set up at 10 to 1, they'd be able to use that $15 off on anything.
Right.
Okay. All right. Now, moving on. The next thing that we're going to talk about is promotions. This is usually where the class ends. Promotions. There are 4 different types of promotions in the software. Now, when people think of promotions, they automatically think of marketing. And that's fine. You should. Because when you do a promo, you want your clients or potential clients to know about it. Hey, we're offering 20% off all Kerastase products this weekend. That would be a promotion. Another promotion might say something like, hey, Kim is a brand new employee that we just brought in from New York, and she is amazing. And if you book an appointment with her in the next 2 weeks, we're going to give you 20% off any service that she offers. Or we're going to do it by a particular service. This weekend only, all couples massages are 20% off in celebration of Valentine's Day. Okay, something like that. So you, of course, are going to market, but that's not what we're talking about here. In this class, we don't talk about marketing. In this class, we're talking about how to set up those promotions so that your front desk staff doesn't even need to be aware of them. So how does that work? We go to Other, and we have 4 different types of promotions here. Operator promos, service promos, retail promos, and rewards promos. Let's start with operator promos. To create a promotion, we give it a name. Now, I've got a whole bunch of them, or I used to. I guess we deleted them. So I'm going to create a promotion right now, and I'm going to call this Abigail's promo. This is an operator promotion. And it doesn't have to be for an individual. It can be for a group of people. But I'm just going to go with Abigail. Then I get to put in my promotion date. And I'm going to say from February the 9th, Friday the 9th, to the, let's say the 15th. So from the 9th to the 15th, we're going to offer a special. And it's going to be for everything that Abigail offers. Does it have to be? No. I could choose a particular group that she works in, but I'm going to say no, for every group. Now I could choose multiple people, but now I'm just going to say Abigail. Okay, so for Abigail's promo, I'm saying that during this time frame, she gets, if somebody gets a service from Abigail, in anything that Abigail offers, that's all groups, so anything that she offers, they're going to get an automatic discount. And I've already created one here called Abigail's Irish. So this is the name of the coupon, which I think is like 15% off or 20% off. If I have not created it, then I can go to discount codes here and make a coupon for her right now, and then choose it, just like we made a coupon earlier. So I can choose it and save. Now I don't have to do anything. I mean, I want to market it, of course, but I don't have to tell my front desk staff about it. If somebody comes in and gets a service with Abigail between the 9th or the 15th, or any day in between, they will automatically get that discount, which I believe was 15% in this case. If they saw Abigail, got a service, it's going to get 15% off automatically. Done. I don't even have to tell the front desk staff about it, but I probably want to market it. The next one we're going to show you is going to go a lot faster because it's very, very similar. Other service promo, same thing, but instead of by operator, it's going to be by service. So I do have a bunch in here, and I can create one. So I can create a promo. I'm going to call this Swedish promo, and then my effective dates. Again, from the 5th to the 12th here. So for that week, for the 5th to the 12th, and what group? I'm going to say my massage group, and all of my massage services appear. And I'm going to just check my Swedishes. These are all of my Swedish massages, my 30-minute, my 35-minute, my 60-minute, and my 90-minute. And then I get to apply a coupon. And I'll just go with my massage coupon here, massage for relaxation. I think that's 20% off, and save. Don't even have to tell my staff about it. Now I can market it and say, hey, this whole week from the 5th to the 12th, if you get a Swedish massage, you're going to get 20% off. And it's going to automatically apply itself. That is a service promo. We also have retail promo. Same thing, but now it's based on products. So I'll just go with one I've already created here. My brushes promo. Yes, I know I deleted my brushes. That's why they're all zeroed. So I've got my brushes promo. I put in my effective dates. I choose my vendor or all vendors, choose my manufacturer or all manufacturer, choose my category or all categories, and then all of my brushes will appear here if I did it by brushes. And then I can put a check next to the brushes that are part of that deal. Maybe it's all of them that I offer. And so then if somebody comes in during this time frame and they buy a brush that's on this list, they will get the automatic discount. Same way that you set up the other ones. Real simple. Finally, this one is a little different. Rewards promo. This is the one out of the 4 that's different. This doesn't give a discount. This allows you to create a new earnings ratio for your people who earn points. And you can do it on groups of services, or on every service, or on individual services, or on categories of products, or on every product, or on individual products. So let's say you said this weekend only, earn triple points on all Kerastase products, or this weekend only earn double points. So I can give it a name. Let's see, do I already have one? Yeah, like my L'Oreal promo here. And I'm going to say that's 3 to 1. That's my factor, 3 to 1. And I put in my effective dates. Then I can go in and find those products. I can go to a category and I can load it up and then find each one of those. And I can check off the ones that are going to be part of that product. So I would only check off my L'Oreal products under this one because that's what I named it. By activating this, if a bronze member spends $50 on L'Oreal products, they would earn, normally they would have earned 50 points. But during this time frame, they'd earn 150 points because it's 3 to 1. If a silver member spent those same $50, they normally get it 2-to-1. So theirs is going to be tripled. So they would get 300 points for that same $50. And a gold member, which is normally tripled, so they would have gotten normally 150, that's going to be tripled. They would have earned 450 points for that same 50 points. Because you have said during this time frame only, you're going to get 3-to-1, or in other words, triple points on all L'Oreal products. So that is the rewards promo. Any questions on the promotions?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Do you have any questions for me on anything that you were hoping I was going to go through the software, or any questions on anything I did go over that has come up into your mind now?
No.
Would you like me to email you this class that you just attended?
Yes.
Okay. And again, thank you very much for attending the class today. Once again, you were my only attendee, and I really do appreciate the fact that you took the time. As I said before, the people who know the most about the software are the people who end up being happiest with it. So, Kim, thank you so much for your time today, and I will talk to you later.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.